This might be one of the biggest days in history for XRP. Most people are asleep at the wheel. I know you are seeing what's going on out there. We're going to go through it. And I think it's just the first of many on a short horizon. It's just heating up here. Big news. It's happening. XRP spot ETF is under SEC review. The SEC is reviewing Wisdom Tree's XRP ETF. This would be the first ever to trade on the US market. This isn't speculation. This is the formal review process, and it is the last step before approval. Now, when I posted this news today, a lot of people seemed agitated because of this. The 240-day countdown starts now. Remember this. It doesn't have to take 240 days. That's just the maximum. But until they put these under review, if they don't say anything, they don't acknowledge these applications, they just die on the vine. They go away and you have to try to refile again. Here you actually can start a constructive process, talking to the SEC, seeing, do we need to make any changes to our application? This is the real deal. It can happen literally at any moment. I put up also some examples of, crypto ETFs that didn't take the whole time allotment. BlackRock's ETF for Bitcoin took 210 days. Still quite a lot, quite a long time, but that was the first of its kind. There was that court case going on with Grayscale, so it makes sense that took longer. But ProShares, their Bitcoin ETF, that took 75 days. So this can happen really quick. We'll see it play out, but understand, this is the last moment before XRP ETFs go live, and we get a whole new class of investor that has access to this asset, and you're going to see a lot of big money flooding in. This is the number 3 cryptocurrency in the world. Let's see if we can get it going up even farther. Now, this in its own right is big news, and not because of the dollar amounts. Yeah, it's a good amount of money, but what this really means, this means a shift like we haven't seen before. Saudi Prince drops 100 million on XRP. Vivo Power just raised 121 million to launch a bold XRP focused treasury strategy. We're starting to see now altcoins get involved in a similar manner to what we've seen with Bitcoin and the boom that has created. 100 million of that 121 came straight from the Saudi prince. And this isn't just a crypto investment. It's the first publicly traded company to center its treasury around XRP, signaling a major shift in institutional sentiment. And when MicroStrategies made that pivot and decided to start putting their treasury into Bitcoin, MicroStrategies was nowhere near the size it is today. That was a big and bold first move, and now we see that happening with XRP. They're going to be allocating capital to buy and hold XRP, bullish, building out infrastructure on the XRP ledger. So it's not just about buying the token and holding it in treasury. They're actually going to use this technology. Spinning off legacy divisions to double down on crypto and decentralized finance, DeFi. And they've also appointed a Ripple veteran, Adam Trademan, as the advisory chairman. This is a shift. You're going to see more of this. If you're an investor in XRP, if you're an investor in other altcoins, significant ones, get ready because you're going to see more of this. It's going to be a mad dash. This could spark a wave of corporate XRP adoption, just like MicroStrategy did for Bitcoin. The XRP narrative today, right now, just changed. Institutions, they're watching. You best believe it. This is big. This is big time, I'm telling you. This is a shift to keep your eye on. Now, we had that XRP only ETF, but interesting enough, the SEC has delayed the Bitwise 10 crypto ETF. And is this a problem about complexity, or are they concerned with the legal uncertainty of some of the coins in this basket? It has, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum that already have ETFs, has XRP that just went in review with Wisdom Tree. Also, it includes ADA, Solana, SWI, Link, AVAX, DOT, and LTC. The SEC delayed that. Is it just because a basket product like this is harder to evaluate? Are they just not ready for something like this at this moment? Or are any of the assets included in there under some sort of SEC scrutiny? Is this just about multi-asset risk, or is XRP now pulling away from the pack? From my standpoint, there's nothing wrong with any of these assets in there. None of them are securities. This should not be a problem. This is the type of product that excites me, because a lot of big-time investors, they're not going to want to play this game. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP best. Like, they're just going to want exposure to crypto because the growth is so much. They want products like this. We're going to get it. And I hope, they're just kind of dragging their feet a little bit, but we see products like Bitwise, Basket, that gets under review as well, because it should. And that's going to be really popular in my opinion. And it's still going to drive a lot of investment dollar into other altcoins like XRP. It'll be market cap weighted. XRP being one of the highest market caps out there, it'll gobble up a lot of that capital that comes flowing in. Really exciting. We see CoinDesk put the following: XRP surges above key levels as 2 billion in dormant wallets eyes DeFi boom and spot ETF. And that's the thing, there's a lot of value that's been built up over the years in XRP that's just sitting there. If you can unleash that, if you can make that productive, man, that could be a game changer. That could make you compete with almost anyone. We know you have the sidechain, we have new functionality, new feature sets directly on the XRP ledger, and some type of programmability is coming here in the near future. Now, we saw what happened with SWI. You got to be careful with that stuff. Bad things can happen with the more capability you add on there, but I think they're going to do it right. And if you make, this massive stockpile of capital productive, man, that's going to be something totally different entirely. We had this piece of art that was commissioned by Chris Larson, and it was supposed to signify the waste and power that Bitcoin network draws. It wasn't a friendly piece of art that he made. Well, he just donated this to the Bitcoin Museum, and they've accepted it. It's going to be permanently on display. I thought that was pretty interesting. You go to Bitcoiners, and you're like, here's the skull of your leader. It's called the skull of Satoshi, and, well, they accepted it. Maybe it is a peace offering of sorts here. Pretty interesting, though. I like it. I actually wish I had it, even though I don't agree with the reason why Chris made it. It does look pretty cool. Gotta admit that. We see this announcement from Flare. XRP is highly liquid, the third largest crypto digital asset, and has one of the lowest costs of capital. Now turn it into FXRP and it becomes a productive asset. Earn staking yields, secure XRP ledger dApps via the secured service network. So this is another way, what I was talking about. Now with programmability, as we see that built on the XRP ledger, it could unlock a lot of value, a lot of capability. Also leveraging Flare as well. This is going to be very popular. The last thing we have here was from Wendy O. BlackRock to buy 10% of Circle USDC on their IPO offering. So it looks like Circle's not going to sell out to either Ripple or Coinbase. But what's going to be interesting, I said this at the time, if a deal's not done, there's some possibility that it still happens down the road, just at a vastly cheaper price, in my opinion. If they go public and things don't go as well, and that price goes dwindling, they may sell out. And it may happen because you're going to have really low interest rates, and they don't have ways like Ripple does to make money, and Coinbase and things like this might make some sense down the road to still do a buyout. Stablecoin issuer is targeting a 5.4 billion valuation. We'll see if they get it. Of course, they're the biggest stablecoin here in the US, a very valuable market that a lot of people want. We'll see it play out here. But BlackRock, they want in, and they want a big chunk, 10% overall. Most of the shares that will be sold here will be sold by insiders and investors, including the CEO and major VC backers. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.